Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to look at and make a little fold and tuck booklet is what I'm calling it. It's a 12 by 12 and it's a one-page wonder. You're using up almost every bit of this. So we will get to that in just a second, and I apologize. I do not have a sneaky peek journal to go through at the moment. I have to go to the shop tomorrow. But I have this little guy. It's another type of a little booklet. And it's a little thicker. This one would slide into your pocket in your journal and not have any bulk whatsoever. But this one, I don't know. I guess it was what I had inside holding it together that created a little bit of extra bulk. Plus this policy closure kind of a situation. I wanted to use this doily that I got from Angela Kerr on one of her digitals. And because of that, I had a heck of a time trying to figure out how to make closure to keep this shut. Well, I came up with some kind of a little bead situation here. I've got a leaf holding it in this side so it can't come out. If you hear some wrinkling, it's the cat again on the bag over there. So anyhow, this is what I had to come up with, but I can rethink this. But anyhow, you open it up. I covered the top and the bottom with paper. I put a little heart in here. I put believe here with gold embossing powder. And I think that's the French word for believe. It has beautiful roses, some music, pages. This was a certain kit I have, and I can't remember what it was. Now I got to this part, and I made a pocket here with one of the kit pockets. And this could be written on. It's two-sided. And it has a gusseted pocket so it could hold a lot. This over here was another piece of her lace from her doily digital. And I put an actual piece of lace over top of it, if you can see that. See it glittering? It's got a real pretty color to it. This was a freebie I got. It was like 4 different colors for buying something. One of the digitals. Now here, this is a little removable. I think it's a booklet, a notepad. That's it. Can't remember what I even made, guys. So yeah, it's a little booklet with tea-dye papers in it, and it's held together. How did I do that? I punched a hole here and here. I tied this little bow and ribbon through it, glue that down, and then I put a piece on the back to hide that ribbon part that was back here. But this is one of the deep embossing deep embossing folders from Tim Holtz. I think it was called Intertwined. And then I put a piece from the kit on top of that, because it does crack a bit. These big 3D embossing folders really do crack, and you got to do what you can do, you know. All right. If you didn't see up here, I have a little strip of roses there to, go with the rest of the theme. Here I put gratitude, and you won't see this until you lift this out. Now you can write back here, secret journaling and all that kind of good stuff. Or you can write in your little notepad. But then you take that last piece of your cardstock that holds your booklet together, and you pull it right down like that, and it goes back together. And then you fold it shut. Well, nope, that's the outside. You fold that one shut, you fold that shut. This comes down, and then this crazy thing goes through this little flower eyelet, and then it wraps around here. I know. I got a brad down here that makes that. It can actually move around if it wants to. And then you've got this funny looking lady on the back here. And anyhow, I don't know if you would like to see this made, but I can do it. Just let me know. You know the drill. Okay. So back to this guy. This is, like I said, a 12 by 12. And I'm calling it a fold and tuck because you're folding it in the 4 directions like the other ones we've made. But you also tuck it to close it. And this is like just a cheaper kind of a paper pad. So it's like between a cardstock and a copy paper weight. And that's what you want. So you can bend it that little bit to tuck it into your belly band that's here. So remember that when you're picking out paper for this. And then you can fold it open. It can be written on all through here. I put 2 pockets inside because we're utilizing the 4, sorry, the 4 corners that we've cut off. So we got one here and here. Then we have a pocket back here, and we use some for the belly band. And I guess you could also put another belly band maybe in here as well, on this page. Or inside. You know, you can do a pocket in here as well. I just didn't use all of it, but it could be used to be a true one-page wonder. Okay, the paper that I chose to go with this, I do have a purple journal in the future. I don't know when, but I did pick the Province pack here with this crazy overall. It's got sort of a mailing thing to it, so I thought, well, you know, maybe I could do that. Plus, it's light enough to be written on. You'll get some pretty corners, so you can make some really pretty pockets out of that. Or you could use something else from the kit if you wanted to cheat a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the scoreboard, and we're going to score at 4 and at 8. We're going to turn it, and we're going to score at 3 and 9. And that's all we're doing. Remember, 4 and 8, turn once, 3 and 9. All right, let me go do that. And don't worry, I'll have these dimensions in the description box, so you'll be able to see them there. And because of the busyness here, I don't think you can really see the score marks. But what you need to do now is cut inside of the score line. Cut away these corners. You've got 4 of them to cut away, and just remember to cut on, I guess you would consider this the inside of the score line, because you want to cut on the piece that's going to stay for the piece itself. Did that make sense? Okay, let me see if I can do that here. Yeah, because we want to have nothing hindering our fold when it folds together. That's what this is ensuring. I want to thank everyone for coming to visit and seeing another one of these crazy little wrap-up booklets. I don't know what you consider these. Are they a booklet or folio? But anyhow, they're really fun. They take papers that you might not otherwise use. You can decorate them up so it disguises them. You always want to try to do something that is an overall or doesn't really have a pattern, a set pattern to it. And this one definitely did not. So we're safe. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. So I'm thinking it would make a nice base for something to be on top of it, you know. I might find a journal card or something in the Province pack there to decorate my front with, to just jazz it up. You might have something you've made, a topper of sorts that you might want to put on top of your piece. Then you could just leave it plain like I had this other one. This is going to go in my ideas book. That's why it's kind of... And this belly band is off. It is off. It's like a little higher on this side. But we won't worry about that. We'll get around to it. Now see, that would make a really pretty pocket because it's different. It's different from everything else that's here. It's got an outline of teal there. I don't know what else you would get here. See, that one would stand out a little bit because it's got a darker color. And then you've got this with a lot of the purple. With oh, we cut deed off. And you know me and deeds. Okay, now what you want to do is, I believe how I did this one, I rounded my 2 sides with a medium round. Just so I wouldn't have a point, you know, that might snag and mess up the whole kit and caboodle here. And then the pieces at the top and the bottom, I've got like a wedge cut on. And what I think I may have done is I went up like this and tried to grab a hold of it here. and cut one side off is maybe what I did. I'm trying to remember how this worked. I think it was somewhere along these lines. But you cut it like that, and you take that one piece and you take it over. This is how you can make a tag as well, if you don't have, you know, anything to cut your tag shape with. If I can cut that and make it even. I think it came out. Now these little pieces, sorry, they gotta go bye-bye. Now you get in here and you're going to fix your folds. I guess this is the outside. Yeah, that's the more interesting. And I always thought this was lighter inside and it would be easier to fold. Now, since we scored it 4 and 8, you just want to make sure that you're just a little bit shy of the fold when you go to press down your seams and score lines. You can tell us so. So now we're going to line that one up and get him down right. And that'll be pretty. I think I'll make that the outside because it's got all those stamps on it. That is really pretty. Okay, and then the pieces here are going to fold inward. And this is, you know, what I'm saying, like you got to train your paper. So it might not be exactly on the score line that we created, but get as close as possible. Well, I don't see my stamps. They went inside, didn't they? Oh, well. So what we may want to do is actually go back to this and have it like that, because this is going to be where one of the belly bands is going to go. And let's see what we want for a belly band. I think this was the only one that was really going to stand out good against this paper. So we are going to cut that down, and I didn't write the dimensions on this, did I? This belly band is 1.5. So we're going to cut into this purple section 1.5. Now actually, I didn't cut that off. This was to be folded over and then glued against each other just so it was stronger. And then you can cut off your extra pieces that may be sticking out. I believe I just kind of wanted to go that route. It's my sister's birthday today. I don't know when this is going to show. I've been trying to get a few videos up ahead of time because I've got a trip coming up, you know, to West Virginia. So I'm trying to get some made that I'll have to show you while I'm gone. And goodness, he wants to go over there for, I think it's 10 days. I don't know if I can make it that long. I mean, you can only hike the hills so much, and, you know, and then we go back. Our usual MO. This is how we do it every trip. We'll go over. We stop in Charleston. Now, see, it's a 5-hour trip usually for me. 3.5 to get to Charleston, from where I live, and I'm only in the next state. So, what happens is, I think I'm going to do that side. I like that deed right there. So what's going to happen is we'll meet up over there, and in Charleston. We will have a genealogy obituary searching session. We're there the whole day. We usually will spend, it's like, I think it's a 9 to 5. And then we go down to South Charleston, West Virginia, where they have a bunch of food places. And we love the Red Lobster, and we love the, what is it, Olive Garden, yes, that are right next door to each other. So we could choose either one and be happy. So we'll get us a big meal there, because that's the last bit of civilization will be around, you know, fast food wise. So we go ahead and we get that ate up, or take some back to put in the refrigerator. But over the time that we've went over there, I packed up all kinds of stuff. The last trip, we didn't touch hardly any of it. We'll go eat out and we're so full, we only want to snack on a little bit of something. So, anyhow, that happens, and then what we'll do is go back, unpack, get loaded into the house. We usually have Furby's sister that'll come and watch out for us. But at that first night, we get there so late, it's, it's no use. She's probably in bed or watching TV or something. Now, I go up to this little notch where the where that piece is cut out, that triangle is cut out. I'll go up to there, and I'll make my mark, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces. I believe I'll cut this one as well, and we're going to then cut a thumb pull, and then glue these down on the top, that one and that one, for a pocket. Okay, I've got my 2 pockets together here, and I'm going to go in and try to, yep, got both of them at the same time. And then we're going to glue these down. You might want to ink it a little bit just to get your white off. You don't have to with this. It's just preference. So then we're going to go ahead and get our glue glued around the outside of our little pocket. And then put it on here. Yeah, so our next order of business, we usually have an idea of what all places we need to go and do research. We always go to Mingo County, which is the county we're in, and that's where a lot of the deaths and births and all that, and especially marriages, happened. Oop, I didn't get quite inside of there. I might have to cut that other one down. I didn't check on that. So yeah, we love to go there, especially the deeds. Oh, I love to get into those deeds. Find all kinds of interesting stuff. They'll name places. It's in the town you'd never see anymore. All that stuff is gone. There's where it was incorporated, the little town. Used to be a farm. Kermit used to be a farm. And they had this one guy, he owned it. And then when it became a, I guess they started incorporating it for a town, he was selling off sections of it for them to use. It was mostly this one section. And they named all the streets after, let's see, how did it go? All the streets were named after the adjoining counties next to Mingo County. And then the avenues, they called them. Look, I'm still over. The avenues ended up being named after states. Kentucky, Virginia. It was kind of interesting the way they chose to do all that. So we found one deed in 1904 that actually had a town map. They would have a surveyor come in, and draw it out. And it was, interesting to see how all that worked and what all they did. I gotta keep remembering which side is up here. Okay, I've got the belly band on there. I have the 2 pockets in. Now, what am I missing? The back pocket. Okay, I have a back pocket that I usually will put on here. I really don't want to do that, though, because I like that stamp from the post office being there. So why don't we put our big pocket on the inside this time? I did suggest that you could do that. Now, see, that's the lighter side, so we went the darker side. And this might be where you could get in here and tuck a letter. Tuck a few things that you may want to keep inside. If it was just a piece of, coffee dyed paper, it's not going to take up that much room. So you're still going to have a nice skinny piece to go in your journal. Okay, let me double check here. I do think I may have to cut a little bit of that off. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it for safety's sake. Oh, so we know we'll be at Mingo 2 days. We'll go over to Martin County for 2 days because it's right on the river. Mingo County and Kermit, it's right there on the river, the Tug River. And people would not go all the way up to Wayne or all the way down to Williamson to get married. Or, sometimes they had ministers around the area there, which is mostly the case that happened because they would go over the river to like a church that was right on the other side where they knew a minister, and they would have him marry him. And then it went back to that courthouse, which a lot of them got married in Martin County, right across the river. So we have to keep that in mind. It's a lot of stuff you have to really think about when you're, and your counties change. Like Wayne County, which is the cemetery book we're doing now, is in Wayne County, which used to be in 1842, and before used to be Cabell County. Now, I've only got 2 more pieces left, as you see. That's all that's left of this 12 by 12. And if you wanted to, you could get in here into 2 more little belly bands and put them in so you had more tuck space for stuff. You could, I don't know, you could maybe even put a little, 2 of the little belly bands back here. And that would hold something else you might want to tuck in there. Let's try that. Let's try that angle. And I'm going to get a little bit cut off of here. Let's go on this side and cut this part off. Okay. And I'm going to ink them up just a tad. Okay, I think the shout out today is going to go to Victoria Ullman. She has been with me for a while and been watching and commenting. She is a very great commenter and always gives me positive feedback, always telling me things and suggesting things. Usually when I'll, ask you guys to tell me something. And she's always in there giving me suggestions, which I really appreciate. I'm always into any kind of suggestion for a new video or how to do something. If I had a style that I needed to look into, anything like that. So, yes, I really, really appreciate you coming and visiting my channel and being such a great, great supporter and subscriber. I know I have these ladies that I watch that they'll do usually a shout out like with 4 or 5 people. Sorry, I don't have that many that watch me. Now that one I'm not too sure about. I'm going to cut off, I guess I'll put it right here. I'm going to cut off the top of my lilac, or not my lilac, my lavender. Gosh, okay, well, it is what it is. It's just the way it's going to work. All right, now, we want to get in here and see what we might want to do to decorate this up. I mean, I like that. That's the belly band. I don't know if I have really anything else to do except maybe glance through here and see if I see anything I might want to put in. Okay, what we got here? All right, there's a few tags. I did have this from the other time. Let's see what this is going to be. Yeah, I could put that right in here because it didn't fit in the last booklet that I made. So that's perfect right there. And so we have to keep training our folds here. Let's see if I really need... I don't think I can really fit anything else in here. That's too short for these tags that I have. That's my tuck spot. And then I've got that. Let's see if I've got anything that might go in that back piece. I can't recall if this one had actual... I don't think it's got any big journal cards. I had these, but these are huge. Yep, that's all I had. Well, let's cut another one of these out. How about cashmere bouquet perfume? Why not? Let's go ahead and cut that one out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've got to get in shape. I've been trying to do the treadmill. Well, I need to get the treadmill out. I've been trying to work on the bike. I don't think it's working. Nothing much is working for me. And as you recall, last year was not a good year for me, genealogy-wise. Oh, and I've gotten into doing, you know, crafting and stuff, and I just haven't been doing my genealogy. I used to write something for a cemetery page all the time. I just don't do that anymore. I don't know. I'm so old, you know. You got to do what you want to do, you know, and enjoy your life. I have got a few things set aside, though, that I'm going to post to the page. Things you find in the... Oh, my gosh. Going through the newspapers, like I said, that first day, us going through the newspaper is so interesting because you can find so many things. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. I think this was supposed to be going back here. Oh, it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. It needs something skinnier. Well, that's going to happen. And I can't use it there. Well, rats. Alright, I went ahead and snatched that tag. I think it's the only thing skinny enough in there to really go in. But yeah, we get in there and we'll look through all these microfilms, and you know, you always see something interesting. And we always print it out. So it'd be something, it's always something historical or something to do with the area, the people in the area. And we know they'll enjoy that. They'll love to see anything we find, because I don't think anybody else gets into this like we do. So, there's something about the people, you know, they're always telling us they love it and thank us because, you know, who else would get out there and spend money? And it costs a lot to get across there. I got to pay toll booth twice, one way. So, yeah, you use a bit of your money going across, doing the gas, eating out. We do have a saving grace, and our buddy Furby lets us stay in her family home. And that is great because that saves us so much money. I'm trying to peek in here and see if I've got like some kind of a... And this has got some teal in it. This was a mermaid. It's like a fish tail kind of stuff, but it's got that teal in it. Let's try that. That's been laying in there waiting for some kind of usage. And we're going to push us a hole in the top of this. I'm reaching over here to get my little tiny hole puncher. Right there. Yep. And then we're going to put this in. And that's going to keep that from sliding all the way down in there. It's got a little bit of a ripped look to it, which is just as great. It's got a little bit of gold. Now you can do anything and everything to these little booklets. You can actually do some heat embossing on them. You know, put some kind of collaging on them. You know, just play with them. All right, I'm trying to get that in there without ripping that hole. I think that's good enough. Okay, there we go. So, now, the piece de resistance, how to close it. Okay, now you're going to get in here and make sure your one that has the belly band is on the outside, and you're going to do a little bit of a tuck. Now, remember, anything you put in this pocket, it's got to have a little bit of bend and move to it as well. There we go. It's going in there fine. Look at that. Look how skinny that is. Oh my gosh, it's paper thin. And I even have a few things in it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I know this was a shorter video than what I've been doing, but I really appreciate you coming by to see what I had to make today, and give a few of these little guys some special treatment and make them for your, goodness, and make them for your scrapbooks or journals, whatever. Give it as Happy Mail. They would make a great little gift card, birthday card, Happy Mail card, whatever. So thank you. Everybody come back again and visit, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.